Good morning, I'm Lisa and I'm going to talk about the goal number 16. With the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, countries that are part of United Nations decided to draw up a list of 17 goals that require a global partnership to improve health, education, and an economic growth by staying in the context of preservation of the environment and while addressing the problem of climate change. Today I'm going to focus my attention on the goal number 16. This goal aims to promote tolerance and multicultural and interreligious understanding in order to create more peaceful societies. This goal enhances the creation of strong institutions which promote justice as well as peace. Tourism is obviously the spotlight of this topic because it involves people of different cultural backgrounds, so it's essential to encourage peaceful coexistence between different countries. In particular, the main points to be achieved by 2030 are to significantly reduce all forms of violence and related mortality rates, to avoid abuse, exploitation, trafficking and all forms of violence against children, to promote rules of law at national and international level and ensure unequal access to justice for everyone, to reduce the flow of illicit weapons, to develop effective, accountable and transparent institutions, to enhance the participation of developing countries, to provide legal identifier for everyone, such as the registration of births, to protect the fundamental freedom of everyone, and to enforce non-discriminatory policies and laws for sustainable development. But what's not working out? During 2019, it was found that in some countries, the situation is still critical. In Latin America and in some countries of sub-Saharan Africa, various forms of violence against children persist. In 83 countries, mostly from developing regions, a lot of children from 1 to 14 years old were subjected to some form of psychological and physical aggression. The most terrible form of violence is the sexual violence, but the truly worst thing is that victims are increased of about 15% compared to previous years. In addition, from 2017 to 2018, United Nations recorded and verified 431 murders in 31 countries, without counting that was found that there's at least 8 people killed per week while fighting for equal living conditions. This represents a worrying increase from the previous average of 1 victim per day observed from 2015 to 2017. Moreover, the pace of progress towards establishing national human rights institutions must be accelerated. The most recent data shows that 39% of nations involved in 2030 agenda cooperated for the establishment of these institutions. But if we keep up this pace, we could achieve good results in time. Here there are some initiatives to support this goal. The first is the region of Veneto in Italy, which proposed to include sustainable development in the constitution. The proposal reaffirms the unsustainability of current production and consumption systems, capable of compromising not only the future generations, but also those present, to have the same opportunities as previous generations. The second one is Mine Action and SDGs in Colombia. A Colombian company is carrying out some activities to remove the residual landmines and explosives from wartime in their area. This activity is essential to allow rural communities to return to live peacefully on their territory and, in this way, increase agricultural activity. The last one is strengthening Afghanistan's legal aid system. This effort will accelerate progress towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goal 16. It will advance the implementation of the 2019 Legal Aid Regulation in Afghanistan by setting up an High Commission and Legal Aid Secretariat to ensure effective and quality criminal defense services for poor and vulnerable people. In conclusion, I think that a sentence which could represent the values and contents of this goal is one of Martin Luther King, which says, "True peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice."